Hello, Adam.
Hello, Ori. Hello, Piper.
Yeah. Hello, listeners. I was just telling Adam my feelings on The White Lotus because Adam does not watch The White Lotus at all. So I was like, can I tell you what I think, even though I'm going to spoil season 2 for you? Great show. Very good.
Mike.
Love the show.
Mike Newell?
Mike
No,
White?
What is it? Mike White. Yeah.
It is Mike
Great
White?
show,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Great show. Good job.
Mike White knows how to write an entitled, insufferable, straight white cis man. Like every season, I'll literally just be screaming at the TV that I'm like, oh my God, I hate him. Like I literally to Michael be like, every time he opens his mouth, I literally want to scream. And I was like, I know that's the point. I know that's like the point of the character, but it just is like, it is so
This
awful.
season, is it Patrick Schwarzenegger? Is that his first name?
Oh my God, Adam, I did not realize that's who that was.
Is that his first name?
Who it is? Is that who it is? I did not even know. Yes, I think it is Patrick because I saw an interview with
the tall
them.
one, the super tall one.
Oh, is he really tall? See, you can't really tell.
I think so. I feel like he's like 6'2".
Let me see.
That's the energy he gives on the red carpet.
Yes! Oh my God, I didn't even know that was him.
Yeah, because he's been doing the whole thing of being like, I don't know why people get upset about Nepo babies because I work just as hard as anybody else. And it's like, well, Diva Boots, no, you don't. I mean, like, you work.
You already had your foot
You are
in
a
the
hardworking
door.
actor for sure, but you did not have to do the grinding before getting into. It's fine. We don't have to.
Also, just
fine.
be like, I'm aware that I already had a connect in. Just say that. And then people aren't going to like roast you over the coals. But if you're seriously being like, I don't get why all these comments are made about Nepo babies. I'm like, okay, well then I can't help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't help you. Well, anyways, enough about the White Lotus. We're here to talk about
enough about the White Lotus.
We're here to talk about
another Nepo baby, Harry Potter.
Yeah. Not that you would be able to tell in this chapter, but this chapter is called The Dursleys Departed. I gotta read it in the Piper voice. You gotta do it.
I think it's departing. Did I write
sorry.
it wrong?
The Dursleys departing.
Sorry.
Adam, what happens in this chapter? Please do tell.
Harry says goodbye to the Dursleys for the final time.
Mm-hmm.
Does he say goodbye?
We don't even get.
He doesn't really say goodbye though.
No. Bye is said. Is the word bye might have been said very briefly at the end.
Yeah.
And this really is the end in terms of.
This is the bow on their storyline. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reference to the Dursleys in the play that you saw.
No.
Okay.
They might have just had like a random line about being like, I grew up in a cupboard or something like.
Oh, okay, like Harry's experience. Yeah, there's not like a moment where we see like Dudley with his son because apparently she alludes to that like their kids become friends and they like keep in touch. Great. And I was like,
sure.
I don't know how much I needed that, Joe, but okay. Like, yeah, I didn't need Harry and Dudley to be. I don't know. We don't have to get into it because we're going to get into it in this chapter. But I was just a little if you're a Harry Potter fan that you were like, this really did something for me, please let us know in the comments. Because I'm so curious if there were like fans that were like, yeah, you know what? I really needed that.
I think Ari, you and I are going to have very different takes on this chapter.
Oh, interesting. You really like it. You feel like it's necessary.
I don't think it's necessary at all. No.
Oh, okay.
I could have fully skipped this chapter and it would have been fine. It did not change the course of the book at all. But I think, we'll talk about it when we get there.
Oh, yeah,
so the chapter starts, as we remember, Harry had thought he had seen a Dumbledore's blue eye in his little shattered mirror.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Yeah. He's going through it. And so then Vernon bellows from downstairs for Harry to come down so he can talk to him.
Oi, you!
Boy! Oi, boy!
Oi, boy.
So Harry goes down. He of course takes more than 3 seconds. So Vernon's like, took you a bit long, innit?
Been waiting for ages.
Yeah. Everyone is dressed like they're ready to go out. Okay.
Literally.
You know,
about to leave.
Yeah. They say that Vernon has on a fawn coat. I don't know what that means. Petunia has on a salmon colored coat. And we also I think Dudley has on a coat, but he is described as large, blonde, and muscular now.
Yeah. I know that he like trimmed out in the last book, but I was like, I don't think we had jumped all the way to.
Well, I couldn't tell.
Fully muscular.
I couldn't tell if it was like he's still like big guy, but just like it's like not like defined,
like a linebacker,
just like yes, like that energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dudley's hot now, so that's canon. Okay.
And Dudley's hot, and that's what made that's really what opened his mind to being a nicer person.
I always forget that this family.
That's how it works with straight white men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Once they're hot, they can do no wrong. It's true.
They're like, what? I'm going to be really nice now that I'm hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
I think
what
hot
happened.
people in general are always like really nice. Great. I always forget that this family is blonde.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird
Petunia
that like both,
is blonde?
Isn't it weird that both like families that Harry specifically has like as arch nemesis, which is like the Malfoys and his own like family, are blonde? I think they're different shades. Like I think in my mind they're more of a yellow blonde, whereas obviously the Malfoys are like platinum,
the bleach blonde, or like a sandy blonde kind, like wheat.
Yes, wheat.
The color of wheat.
Yeah.
As every like golden age musical describes like women's the ingenue's hair.
Yes.
Gold like wheat. Is that like
wheat colored vixen. Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
So Harry has Dumbledore's not Dumbledore, sorry. Vernon.
Dumbledore's back, guys.
Dumbledore's back. Dumbledore's back, don't worry.
The
Vernon's
reveal of the sentence, the face crack. He's like, Harry, come with me.
Harry comes out. He goes, hey, come downstairs. And Dumbledore's like, hey, right there. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, Vernon says, so we've decided that we're not going. This is I think she does this in this book a lot, where you like are in the middle of a conversation. Like she like starts the conversation wherever the conversation would be, and then you have to like get the explanation of catching up to what they're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like
she's like, I'm not doing any explaining anymore. We're done with that, apparently.
Yeah. So then Harry, or the like narrator, I guess, has to be like, for the past 2 months, Vernon has gone back and forth on deciding whether or not he was going to leave the number 4 Privet Drive. You
sound like Richard. What is it? Richard. I never know how to pronounce his last name.
Oh, the guy from
Richard, IT Crowd.
The guy who does
I love.
Oh. I thought you were thinking of the guy who does the British, the animal videos. Watch
Ayoade? Richard Ayoade? It's Ayoade. Oh my God.
Sure.
He's actually, you and RJ should watch the IT Crowd. I think you guys would enjoy it. There are some things about it that are like the female character. It's always like her like dating, like it's like that type of vibe that is a little annoying. Famously, that was like every female character's arc in the 90s. Or was it?
What else do women have going on in their lives?
Yeah, all women care about is men, guys.
And if they're hot, they're good people.
2006 was when. 2013 with Chris O'Dowd, Matt Berry. We love Matt Berry. Noel Fielding, all-star cast.
Is that Chris? Was he the guy? He's the one in Bridesmaids, isn't he?
Bridesmaids.
Yeah, he's the
Irish copper.
The Irish cop in Wisconsin. Makes no sense.
Apparently. Wisconsin. Now people from Wisconsin are flooding our comments right now to let you know there is a very large Irish population there, Adam.
Oh, I have no doubt. You don't need to comment. I have no doubt. It's fine.
We are here.
We are proud. We are here. We are proud.
We are here.
Scottish. That was so bad.
I know. I don't think I can really do a good Irish unless I literally have heard the person say it right before. Like if I watched like Banshees. Like
I feel like I could do like a Northern Irish because I feel like I've watched a lot of Northern Irish media, but not off the top of my head. Like I would have to listen to it for a second and then to get into it.
I could do Scottish better because Michael actually has relatives that are Scottish, so I'd be able to like get that. I think better.
Well, I've seen Shrek. Yeah.
Yeah, you have relatives. I've watched Shrek. Same thing.
It's the same. It's the same idea. So Vernon's like, we're not leaving. We're not doing this. And Harry's like, you need to go. And Vernon goes, I think you simply want us to leave because you want the house.
Honestly, I can't even. This is like par for the course with Vernon Dursley.
Yes.
Do you know what? I was like, you know what? He would. She knows this character very well. So good job, Joe. I'll give you a compliment right here because
he wants the house, and Harry's like, I don't want this fuck ass house. I do not.
Yeah, wow. All the happy memories here. Oh man, it's gonna be so devastating to not have to come back here. You're right.
And also, Harry's like, excuse me. I have a house.
It's way better than this.
In London, not like proper.
Yeah, not like the actual inside, but like much better location. Okay, location. All right, needed to be featured on that show.
In real estate, location.
Yeah, it's a famous property show in England. Location.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. I was like, first off, that house, and then I guess he did. As soon as Harry said that, he was kind of like, oh, right, you do, don't you? I'm like, why would he want to be there? Like, where is this located? In Surrey? Didn't we figure out that's where number 4 Privet Drive is supposed to be located? I guess Surrey is nice, but it's not like they live in the Cotswolds.
Surrey's like southwest of London, right?
I think so. We haven't visited Surrey.
But it's just like a suburb. It's like going to Naperville.
Yeah. Southeast England.
Oh, southeast. Oh, okay.
London to the northeast, Kent to the east, east and west Sussex to the south.
East and west Sussex to the south. So Harry's like, I have a house in London. I don't need this one. I don't want this one.
Yeah,
I don't have any happy memories here. So
definitely not.
No. And so Vernon's like, well, I guess that could be true. So then we get Vernon has to be re-explained what is going on.
He's like, take me through this again.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning.
So Harry re-explains that Voldemort is on the lamb and he's gaining power.
He's on the lamb.
And also that because of the enchantment, the 17
his like mother's protection thing. Yeah.
That the protection will wear off. He will be visible. I don't really understand how this works. He will be visible. They can know. Yeah. They know where he is.
Yeah.
And they'll know the Dursleys, and they could be, if they can't find Harry, maybe they like torture them to find information or lure Harry out so he'll save them.
Loved that moment.
It's the coolest moment in the scene because there's so that happens, and then Harry and Vernon look at each other and silently have a conversation of like, would you save us? And Harry's like,
you'll never find out.
I don't know. So we won't have to worry about that if you go.
If you just go, if you just listen to me.
Yeah. So this had already been explained to them by Kingsley Shacklebolt and Arthur Weasley. And they love Kingsley because he is the only one who knows how to wear Muggle clothing correctly. And
he assimilated into the Muggle world well for his gig.
Mm-hmm. And they have noticed him walking with the Prime Minister on TV. So they know he's like really good at, if they're going to assign him to the Prime Minister. So then they think they're going to assign him to.
I know. Well, you know what? Delulu is the Salulu, so fine.
That's true. So Harry's like, no, you're going to have Daedalus Diggle and Hestia Jones, two wonderful people who, you know, we know so much about as readers of this book series.
Oh, yeah. What Daedalus Diggle, we read about he shows up in book 1.
Yeah.
And then the Order of the Phoenix chapter. Isn't like that it?
Yeah,
we haven't seen them for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Maybe the last.
But we've heard their names.
Dumbledore. We've heard the names, yes. But it's not like Lupin. They conveniently picked people that aren't like
high profile.
Our main characters. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was my question. I was going to ask you, do you think Harry would save the Dursleys if forced into the situation?
I feel like because they save Malfoy and either Crabbe or Goyle, I can't remember, one of them, they try to save all of them. I think he probably would try to save the Dursleys. But I don't think that there would be any particularly like warm and cozy exchanges.
No.
If he, you know what I mean? He would just get them out of there and then be like, okay, bye. Like, you're alive.
He would be very annoyed that they got themselves into a situation where he had to save them.
Yes. Yeah.
It wouldn't be like, oh no, my dear friends. It would be like, fuck. No.
Yeah. He'd be like, what did I tell you? What did I just say?
I think because he's like a Gryffindor, I think he would definitely try to save them.
Yes. Have you seen the it's like a meme or a clip where the guy's like, oh, I can't believe you've done this.
No.
I think someone like hits him in the face with something and then he just says, I can't believe you've done this. That's what I think that Harry, like,
is that like get themselves caught and he's ages like, ago?
Yeah, it probably is a Vine. But yeah, I could see Harry just being like, are you for real?
Yeah. He'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I'd be like, I have way more important things to do than saving your stupid asses. Yeah. Your ungrateful asses.
So, he also talks about how, you know, the Order is the one who's doing this to protect them. But then Vernon's like, well, isn't there a Ministry of Magic? Why aren't they reaching out to protect us? And he's like, again, we think they're compromised, blah, 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 blah.
We've talked about this, girl.
We already had this discussion. And it was very funny that she says like Harry had to like stifle a laugh because it was so in character for Vernon to like trust the establishment, even though he doesn't trust wizards at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So yes, they want Kingsley specifically. That's obviously not happening. He's busy protecting the Prime Minister. That added detail is truly.
I know.
It tickled me.
Yeah, we'll just take him away from the Prime Minister. No problem.
And so he says, no, you're going to be watched by Daedalus Diggle and Hestia Jones. And Vernon goes, well, it would be nice to see their CVs, you know, their resumes. I'd like a cover letter. You're not hiring people.
Yeah. What are you talking about? This is just seriously, it's such like a businessman response, you know, and like.
So I was reading it and I was like, this is so funny because when I read this book when it came out, I know I had no idea what a CV was.
What a CV was. Yeah, me neither.
So I know that this line did not mean anything to me the first time I read it. And I laughed so out loud when I read it this time. Well, it would be nice. It would be nice to see a list of the applicants.
Can we see their GCSE scores? Just like
you may turn the other nannies away.
Yeah.
The position has been filled.
The dog.
So he says, why did I write this?
What did you write?
There's a part in the scene where Harry's like, I know what it is. He was like, you're not going to be able to run away on your own. You tried that one time, and obviously that didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
And then there's like a quick sentence of being like, Harry remembers when Hagrid burst in on them at the cottage in the middle of the lake or whatever. Da, da, da. And I was like, is she going to do this the whole book where she's like, remember this scene?
I think there will be a little bit of that, won't there? Yeah, because it's happened. I mean, we're only in the beginning, but at least for this first half, I think she might be leaving the little breadcrumbs of all the other books,
right?
Hinting back.
Remember,
call back.
Just remember how epic this book series was.
Remember all your favorite moments.
Mm-hmm. A montage
from my book series.
Yeah, she's writing a montage.
Yeah, it is a montage.
So then, out of nowhere, Dudley's like, "I'm gonna have the people protect me." Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm going with them.
I don't care what you all do, but I will be going with them."
Yeah. What does he say? He's like, I'm going with the order people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Vernon and Petunia are shocked to hear this. First of all, because to the best of our knowledge, Dudley can barely string sentences together. So this is a full
Yeah,
thought.
And that was before he became a wrestler.
Right.
I can only imagine now.
So he agrees to the protection. So obviously this means that Vernon and Petunia, even if they don't want to, are going to agree because God forbid they let their poor Duddykins out of their sight for even nary a moment. Okay?
Nary a moment.
Daedalus Dingle and Hestia Jones show up right then. Harry answers the door. They're pleased to see him. They tell the Dursley, this is a quick chapter, by the way. I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
This is a very short, this is 12 pages. So
was it 12? I didn't know how many pages
12.
it was. 12.
I was like at the end of this chapter and I was like, oh.
You were like, I'm done. That was
it. So they show up, they tell the Dursleys that the plan is to drive. Obviously, magic is being watched while Harry is still an underage wizard living at this house. So they can't do any magic here.
Mm-hmm.
This has been refuted now multiple. We are not going to have this argument again.
Yeah. We can't even go into it again. But y'all know the real ones.
Magic has happened here multiple times.
Yeah.
Sometimes with warning and sometimes without. So anyway. And that's our callback. That JK just did hers. We're gonna do our.
Don't you guys remember your favorite moments from Harry Potter: The Anxious Millennials, our final season?
So they drive. Their plan is to drive 10 miles away, and then they're gonna disapparate with them.
Yeah.
Can you just take a mental image and imagine?
I already know what you're gonna say.
Imagine Vernon disapparating. It's also so strange because Harry,
it's sidelong apparition. So we know how Harry has described it.
Yes, well, that's what's weird is that Harry says later in the scene or in the chapter that like when he goes with Moody, the plan is originally with Moody that he's going to do sidelong apparition with Moody.
Yeah.
But that is specified as sidelong apparition. They just say, I obviously think they mean they're going to sidelong apparition with them. I just was like,
their minds are about to be blown.
No, they're gonna, it's over.
That's gonna be over. A dramatic experience for them.
If he didn't like wizard kind now.
I know, I'm just imagining Vernon too with like his big bushy mustache and like obviously he's a very large man as well. Yeah. So like he's gonna be like when they land, he's gonna be like
yeah.
Stumbling onto the street trying
he's gonna like do the thing of like he like goes on all fours onto the ground to like kiss the floor, kiss the ground.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen. I do wish we got that scene because that would be so funny.
I would love to see that. I also just wonder, like, what is this year gonna be like for the Dursleys, where they're just gonna be essentially like
they're in witness protection.
Hold up some. Yeah, they're in witness protection. Yeah. So they just have to like stay inside a house somewhere.
Yeah. It's so weird. I also am curious like where they take them. Like I'm assuming somewhere like super like Scotlandy, like way out in the nowheres.
Yeah.
Somewhere
maybe if it's not Scotland, it's like somewhere in like Northumberland on the coast.
Sure.
Like out in the middle of nowhere.
I do like this detail. Daedalus Diggle has a pocket watch that just starts screaming that they need to hurry up. He's like, wrap up your damn conversation. We gotta go. I would like to own this watch.
You want it?
This would be great. Yeah. I think this is really beneficial.
Do it for the bit alone.
Do it for like when you're stuck in a conversation with someone where you're like, I have to go. Why? Let me leave. And then your pocket watch would just be like, he's gotta fucking go. It's like, do you and
RJ not use Friedrich as you're like, we gotta go. Michael and I are always like,
no one would believe that we have to take care of Friedrich.
I guess our dogs are younger, but like Michael and I are always like, we have to get back to the puppies because like we genuinely do. But like that's when we're like, okay, we're like our social battery is dying. We're like, we need to go because like the dogs need to go out and stuff. Because obviously people are like, I mean, dogs can only like hold it for so long before they need to go potty or whatever. But yeah. That's so funny. You never say, no, Friedrich, gotta let Friedrich out.
No. Can you imagine if I told you, Ari, I have to take care of Friedrich, you'd be like, I didn't even know you took care of Friedrich. That would be the shocking part.
If RJ said it to me, I would be like, sure.
I would be like, totally. Okay. If I said it, you'd be like,
I'd be like,
wait a minute.
I know what you're doing. We've also had, because Jack, he struggled. He had like issues like holding his pee-pee. And then Gigi also, if she has like, we have to make sure she goes to the bathroom like right before we put her in the crate, because she has like one time she did pee in her crate. I think we just have had dogs that like we do actually have to think about it. Where obviously like Khaleesi, we'd be like, we want to get home to Khaleesi, but like we knew Khaleesi wasn't going to have an accident or anything like that. She was a very big dog. I feel like big dogs can hold it for longer.
So the pocket watch, and then Vernon is like, okay, well, and then he sticks out his hand for Harry to shake it, and then like rethinks it, and then like balls it into a fist, and then just starts swinging it back and forth. Like he's like, it's the like handshake equivalent of like when you trip and then you try to like play it off, like you're like, it's just doing a dance on the street.
Whoa!
Whoops!
Oh my God!
And it's just like, bro,
that's more awkward that you just did that,
Vernon. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, he's just like he's a bad person.
Yeah, Petunia.
Good comedy that comes from Vernon, but boy howdy.
Not a good person.
He goes to leave, Petunia goes to leave, and Dudley doesn't move. Okay?
Yeah.
Dudley stands still. He looks very puzzled. Now that is Dudley's resting face, so don't be confused.
Don't be confused.
But he asks and he says, where's Harry going? Aren't we bringing Harry? Isn't he coming with?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like,
if this was like Drag Race, this would be the snakes. Yeah, because everyone would just be like,
yeah. And this like reads in my mind. This plays like a mockumentary style TV show where they like like Jim from The Office turns to the camera and is like,
yeah.
So Dudley is worried about Harry, and Harry's like, oh no, I'm fine. We're good.
Yeah, Vernon's like, he doesn't want to come with us, do you? And Harry's like, nope.
No,
not even a little bit.
Harry genuinely is like, no, I do not want to do that. That sounds like a nightmare. And so there is another moment where Dudley doesn't leave. And what does he says something. He says something. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I should have written it down. But he says, oh, I know what it is. The way they talk about it, Hestia is like, well, they should be like more appreciative of like who you are, what you're doing. Like you're about to save wizard kind.
Get it?
Right. And he's like, no, honestly, he's like answering her. And he's like, no, they don't care. They basically think I'm a waste of space. So it's truly fine. Like I've done my soul searching on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dudley goes, I don't think you're a waste of space. And Harry's like, and this is a nice little Yowie moment, maybe.
Yowie?
Yeah, like boys love. A little nice enemies to lovers moment.
Enemies to lovers.
Ignore that they're cousins. Oh,
yeah.
And so they like see each other for the first time in a different light. And Petunia bursts into tears. And she runs over, not to hold Harry, her actual biological nephew, but to comfort Dudley and be like, what a good boy.
I would be Hestia. Because she was like smiling at first, thinking she was running to Harry. And then she was like, I would literally be like, because she's like, he hasn't said thank you.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you said thank you to Harry. And she's like, no, he just said he didn't think he was a waste of space. And then Harry goes, for them, it's basically the same idea.
He's like, look, it's not worth it to explain. This is like him saying, I love you, man.
Yeah,
I love you, cuz.
Yeah. Dudley then shakes Harry's hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vernon
just leaves. Vernon's out.
Take notes, Vernon. Yeah.
Dudley shakes Harry's hand. He leaves. Petunia, this is what's so super weird. Petunia goes to the door, turns around, looks at Harry, looks like she's about to say something.
Yes.
Decides she's not going to say something, doesn't say goodbye, and then leaves.
What do you think? What was she? I have no idea what she could have been debating saying. Do you have?
There's a part of me that thinks she knows that she should say, like, at the very least, good luck, or like,
like wish him well.
I hope you're well. I hope it works out.
Yeah.
Don't die. Something along those lines. I'm not even going to pretend that she's even remotely in the realm of saying I love you, because that obviously isn't like the case at all.
Because I was like, was she going to say something about Lily or something? Like, that's what I thought initially, but I was like, no, because that wouldn't happen in that moment at all. Like, there wouldn't be a reason to bring that.
Lily.
So I just was like,
because you
really struggled with what
a
she would
different
have
character
to say
could be like, Lily would have been so proud of you, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think she likes Lily enough to even care about saying anything like that.
No.
So that's why I think she knows she should say something just in polite conversation. Even if you're a stranger and you found out someone was being hunted to be killed, you'd be like,
oh my
good
God.
luck with
I'm
that.
so sorry.
I'll never see you again.
Yeah.
So she knows she should, but she like can't bring herself to do it. I think it's like super shitty.
Yeah.
It's really cowardly.
Yeah. And I think that's like, that's probably the intention, that like, even in the end, she can't really bring herself to like, like she's so stuck in that whatever mindset she's stuck in about Lily, about the wizarding world, about, she can't, even this moment is not enough to like bring her out to just be like, cordial isn't the right word, but like just like a politeness of being like you said, good luck, or like I hope you're able to figure out whatever you need to defeat him. Because she does know who Voldemort is. So she knows she had a reaction in, what was it, the last book or the fifth book? The fifth book. Where she's like, oh, he's back.
Oh,
So, yeah.
Let's talk about this Dudley moment.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Let's get into it.
What is your take on the Dudley moment?
I understand the intention that it's just trying to be like, oh yeah, he is becoming an adult, and so he is kind of realizing this way of the way that he grew up probably isn't the best, like the way that his parents kind of normalized like Harry being other. And I think maybe a part of this is like, I don't know, you're not, neither of your parents ever remarried, correct?
No.
Yeah. So I think I am always very sensitive to Michael and I's niece, Kimmy. Her dad, Nathan, he has a daughter from like a previous marriage, Olivia. We've only seen Olivia like one time from like the wedding, just because a lot of the times when they are available to go out with us, it just happens to be when Olivia's like at rehearsal, because she's like 13, 14. But I always think of like, because I was in a divorced family, I know that feeling of like where when I would go and visit my dad and my stepmom, it didn't feel like I was a part of the family. It felt like I was like watching another family. And I think, unfortunately, when you have that experience as a kid, you kind of will feel that way, even when you're an adult, that you're kind of like, oh, I'm not really a part of this family. Like, and sometimes it has nothing to do with the actual family, because obviously, like when families are together, they're of course going to talk about their family memories and their kids when they were kids, blah, blah, whatever. But I think because Harry, obviously there's a different dynamic with this as well, because he's the cousin. It's not like a divorced family, but he isn't their child. And when you have experienced someone treating you very differently than they treat your own children, or their own children, I feel like that feeling of just feeling like, oh, yeah, I'm not a part of this family. I'm kind of just like on my own. And I think Dudley has realized that wasn't okay. Like that was wrong that happened to Harry. Yeah. But the only thing that made him realize that is because Harry like
save his life.
Saved him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I didn't bring up. They reference in the scene that Dudley's like, you saved my life. And then Harry does this annoying thing where he's like, he really just wanted to suck your soul out. And I was like, okay, Harry.
Yeah. But okay. That is Harry. That is such a Harry response.
Yeah. So I don't know. That moment happens. But then he also says like they hadn't really spoken to each other.
No, he like hasn't even really seen him. Yeah.
Since that incident, basically, because he'd hold himself up in Privet Drive, like in his bedroom at Privet Drive, basically this summer and the previous summer. So they hadn't really talked to each other since then. And then he remembers that the teacup outside
what
his
he
room,
thought was like a booby trap,
so
that whole weird thing,
was probably not actually a booby trap.
No, that was so weird that I was like, can you even say that you thought someone left a teacup out to like for you to trot on it? I was like, what? That's not like a thing people do. Yeah. But I do wonder if she was already thinking about this in book 6 and she was like, I'm going to save it for book 7, because I think I would have liked it more personally if she would have had hints of this in book 6, because there isn't anything.
Yeah.
We don't interact with Dudley at all.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just like it's like a more hopeful way to end this dynamic just with Harry and Dudley, that like maybe they will be able to be in touch in the future. I think I just am always very skeptical of this type of, I know she wrote it as genuine. Let me clarify that. I know she wrote it as genuine from Dudley, but I'm like, it takes a lot for someone to change in that way in my mind personally. So I think I'm a little bit like, I don't know how believable that is for me personally, but it's also not like, not everyone's going to like the choice. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But I didn't need it. I think it's just her way of making it be like, and they can, potentially move forward and have a relationship together. Because I'm like, is Dudley going to be like, hey, sorry about all those times I was like, just like beating the shit out of you? or like, like things like that. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's the thing is like flashing back as I was reading the scene, I was like flashing back to their dynamic growing up, and like Dudley was spoiled.
Yes.
And Dudley was the favorite of the house, obviously.
Yeah. Which obviously when you're a kid, you probably wouldn't have enough. Well, that's not true. There are some kids that would still try and include like a sibling in situations. Yeah. But I don't blame Dudley for like being a child and literally just like essentially responding to, because your parents essentially almost train you how to respond in situations. So like if he threw a tantrum and then got what he wanted, he's just going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
The older he gets.
I think the thing that I find interesting is like he is like I don't think when you really read it, other than like, I don't think their dynamic is really different from like some antagonistic sibling dynamics, like siblings that are like, we just don't get along generally. And so they don't like
Aberforth and Albus. All right.
Like he beats up Harry, obviously, and that's shitty, but also like plenty of siblings do that, and that's also crazy to me because I did not grow up in that kind of household.
Yeah,
I knew people who did, but that was not my
situation. You know someone who did?
Yes, we both do. I'll tell you
afterward. Yeah.
But like flashing back, like all the horrible things about growing up like were put on by Vernon and Petunia, specifically like being shitty about like Harry, like where Harry came from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dudley was always kind of responding to in fear, like ever since the tale, he was just like scared of wizards, basically.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know. I think I liked the moment, especially because I think in this book she really goes out of her way. Jo, obviously, she really goes out of her way to be like, the kids are the ones who can actually be different and like decide not to be like their parents, because it's a very similar energy to what happens with Draco
Malfoy. Yeah. That is very true. That is
so
true.
I like that she's like it's the adults that are like stuck in their like set way and they can't get out of it and they can't change themselves. Yeah. But like it's kids who are still are able to like learn and grow and work together or whatever. I just thought it was like a nice moment. I don't think I needed it, but I agree that it would have been nice to have something, even if she had done the teacup in book 6 and then he like flashes back and is like,
or like Dudley like trying to ask him questions and Harry's like annoyed with him for like, he thinks he's trying to make fun of him or something like that. Right. But but that actually is a good point. If it is more, if the reason why she wanted to include it was that overarching message of like, I believe the children are our future. If it was that, then I like that a bit more, because then it's like, like you don't have to go in the direction of like what your parents have essentially tried to like stuff down your throat, or like whatever their inherent bias is. You don't have to choose that path when you are an adult. Like it's up to you to decide.
Because there's even at the end of the book series, there's no evil child except for like Tom Riddle as a child. Like that's the only one who ends up being bad.
And he's evil from the beginning. Like it's the whole he's not a normal child. So
his mom and dad didn't really love each other. That's why he's evil. So yeah. So I thought it was a nice little moment, and we've moved on, and we're never going to talk about the Dursleys ever again, which is crazy.
No, but you know what? I am. Oh, sorry. Wait, what did you say? Say that again.
So, do you want to take a moment to cry about it?
Wizarding World, Harry Potter, Dudley, and Harry in future. I just want to see what was written on like the Wizarding World. Yeah. Harry and Dudley Dursley maintained a cordial, albeit, wait, is it albeit? Did you say albeit?
Yeah.
Yeah, albeit distant relationship, with Harry taking his children to visit Dudley and his family, and they would send each other Christmas cards. So, okay, you know what? I'm fine with that. That's like, it's like,
yeah, they're not going to be
cordial, but not close. Yeah, weird. They spent so much time at loggerheads while Harry stayed at Privet Drive, but a stray reference in Cursed Child revealed that they remained in touch. Is it just that, though?
That might have been, because I saw the abridged version, so I don't know if that was...
Oh, yeah. Well, this is like the whole summary of like what? Oh, wait, yeah. In The Cursed Child, it seemed that handshake led to a friendship of sorts in their adult lives. We see Dudley rather thoughtfully send Harry the blanket he was found wrapped in back when he was a baby.
That's right, yes.
A move that suggests a genuine sentimentality. Little Dudders, who knew? And then they have the note, when your great Aunt Petunia died, hidden amongst her possessions. Surprisingly, Dudley found this, and he kindly sent it on to me. Yeah, so Harry's literally calling, say, your great Aunt Petunia to like his kids.
No, I think that's, crazy. I think, oh, yeah. Harry gives, yeah. I was trying to remember how the scene went. Yeah. Harry gives it to Scorpius.
No, I don't agree with this take, though. At the end of this, they say, and really, maybe a young, spoiled, rotten Dudley wanted a cousin to care for all along and was just too young and influenced by mom and dad to realize. Who knows? I don't agree with that. I don't think he was thinking about that. I think he was very much happy with being like the spoiled kid at that point in time. He wasn't thinking about how things were tough for Harry.
No.
I think he might have that insight now.
Right.
Like, after the whole thing, he's like, oh, you know what? He did protect me. So
yeah,
maybe I don't have to be so afraid of this magic stuff. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like after the Dementor, I would be more afraid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But not of Harry.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, he saved me. Even though I punched him in the face as he was trying to save me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And that's it. That's the chapter.
Yes, that is the end. It ends with the bit with Petunia, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the last chapter 3.
All right. Well, that wraps up this chapter. Next week we will be reading chapter 4, The 7 Potters. Of course, it had to be 7.
Of course,
we know she loves the number 7.
Mm-hmm.
We did have some comments that were left on our first and second episodes. These 2 comments are from The Dark Lord Ascending from Spotify. Francis says, I'm so happy you were back. Adam falling out of his chair was hilarious. I'm so glad I can watch you on Spotify because it is just so much more user-friendly than YouTube. Oh, interesting.
Oh.
I've never heard anyone say that. Looking forward to your insights on the final book. 5 stars only from me. You live to slay another day. Yes, that's right. And then Noelle also said, I'm so happy you're back. Thank you. We are glad to be back. And then you said the 5 were from episode 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then these are some comments from YouTube. Ashley says that should be a selling point for all manors, and the basement chambers are equipped with our very own ring cam so homeowners can keep an eye on their guests. Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Include it in the listing.
The property description.
Yeah. This comment is from Kaylee. She says, I saw The Cursed Child like freaking 6 or 7 years ago on Broadway, and I completely agree that the staging is incredible and the plot is so boring. Like, actually so disappointing. I don't remember what actually happened, but I remember my mom and I having this exact conversation. Yeah. I think isn't that kind of the general
I think that's everyone's take, yeah.
Yeah, that everyone's like, the effects are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The actual like context of the script.
Yeah.
And then Paper Star Girl.
She's back.
She's back. And she says, yay, you're back. I saw the length of this episode and knew we were getting some off-topic discussion. Always. You can safely assume. I saw Cursed Child in Melbourne as a 2-part play, and the stage depth made the magic feel so immersive and believable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shoot. I can't click on, you might have to read, or I might have to open.
Oh, I didn't. I'm so
please
sorry.
Hold.
Here, I'll finish reading it.
Okay.
May the magic feel so immersive and believable. I will always be mad that Joanne Kathleen, the full government name. Joanne Kathleen had time to add a whole damn book's worth of Blasted Scroots in one of the most plot-heavy books, but not a single chapter about Muggle studies anywhere in the series, only to shoehorn in the death of someone who is clearly good and brave. Off topic, but just wanted to tell Adam to be kinder to himself. Adam, you are not ugly, you are cute.
Yeah, that's right, you are.
Can't believe I'm starting this season of the pod complimenting a man.
Paper Star Girl.
Adding 2 cents on your post-pod fanfic offshoot. The most popular WLWHP fanfics are Hermione/Fleur, and some of them are wild. Please add them to your list.
You are kidding me.
I missed the Superior Ampliverse podcast. It's good to have you guys back.
That's right. Oh my God. When you said that last part, Paper Star Girl, I sent Adam and RJ the gif of Debbie. What is her, Debbie Ryan?
Oh, from the one where she's like,
yeah, where she's like,
yeah.
So I was like, Paper Star Girl just said we are the Superior Ampliverse podcast. But yeah, Paper Star Girl, you always have the best takes. I love when you leave a comment. Oh my God, it's amazing. And then 2024 Productive said, I just finished the book when I heard this. And then I think it's Malek said, yay, I've been a silent watcher until now, but I just wanted to say it's nice to have you guys back. Oh, thank you. I love all you silent watchers making your presence known on the
silence
last season.
Is deafening.
I love that you all are like, yay, last season. For episode 2 or chapter 2, Aline left a comment saying, I'm so happy you guys are back. Please do fanfics next. Adam.
Oh my God.
Adam. We would have to, it would literally just be like fanfics of, we couldn't just do Harry Potter fanfics, guys, just to be clear. We would have to do more. We would have to do other fanfics as well. Yeah, we have to do the K-pop fanfics, girl.
Well, because I'm thinking, like, if we do one of the long Harry Potter ones, like,
no, I just mean I would selfishly.
Of chapters.
Yeah, I know. I just mean I would selfishly want to do fanfics that outside of the wizarding world as well.
I don't want to read about Scoops and Jung-un. Okay, I don't need.
I love that that's what you go to, right? You know that's what I want right away. And then on
we could find a good K-pop AU where they're at like some group goes to Hogwarts.
Oh, that would be cute. That would be fun. We had a couple more on YouTube. This is from 2024 Productive again. It was so funny when Adam said, it's been 6 minutes. I hope everyone knows, though, it was because it actually had only been 6 minutes. we recorded 2 in one day that day. And then Britt has. Oh. Yeah, Britt Larson. Yeah. Britt has, which her I'm pretty sure her profile photo is not Kim Namjoon.
Oh, really?
It says, for the first time I'm listening as you're uploading. It's been so great parasocially hanging out with other people obsessed with Harry Potter and K-pop. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That is us. And then Chris Huffenpuff, love that, said, love these videos. So glad you're posting the last book. Definitely brings me comfort and love the critiques of Joe. Love the wizarding world, but not the author. Yeah, you are not alone. Sending Lumos and can't wait to listen to your thoughts on the final chapters and final movies. Would love to see y'all doing a Twilight podcast next. Would be so funny. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if I could do a Twilight. I'll just be honest. Adam doesn't want to read about Scoops and Jung-un. I don't think I could do the Twilight books, y'all. I feel like
Twilight would be very hard to do chapter by chapter.
Yeah.
I would just be like, oi. It
would be really difficult for us to find like any book series, to be honest, because none of them we don't have the same connection to any other series other than Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could go chapter by chapter through Obama's memoirs.
Oh yeah, that's on my number one list.
Obama and the Anxious Millennials.
Y'all, if I could convince Adam to do like Sarah J. Maas's books, I would, but I just genuinely don't think he would find them interesting. They're too hetero. They'd be too hetero.
It's tough.
Wouldn't it be as enjoyable? But yeah, that's it. We love hearing what you guys think. Thank you so much for leaving so many comments, especially as this is our last season. We love to read your comments.
We love to read.
Especially all you silent. What was what did they say?
The silent brigade.
What was there was a phrase that they said. I can't remember now, but yeah. Those of you that are making your presence known in the last season, I love it.
A silent watcher.
A silent watcher, yes. Because I'm very much a silent watcher for a lot of things that I like really genuinely enjoy. Like there are people that like will watch every episode but just never leave a comment, and that is completely valid. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you find your podcast, as well as video versions on the Ampliverse YouTube channel and Spotify. As always, don't
forget more user-friendly, allegedly.
Yes, more user-friendly, I guess. As always, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so that we can get a perfect Newt score. 5 stars only, or else you will have to be Hestia Jones. Observing the Dursleys interact with Harry in this way. Whoever is like this symbol of hope in your life, you'll have to watch them be like treated like dirt by their relatives, and just have to stand there while Petunia cries over Dudley.
Oh my God, so embarrassing.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at HBAnxious or YouTube and TikTok at the Ampliverse. We are hosted on Spotify for podcasters, so thank you to them, and thank you for being user-friendly, Spotify. And we are a proud member of the Ampliverse. Check them out at theampliverse.com. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Ariana.
And as always, Knox?
No.
I should do the
Knox? Whoa!